Hello the internet. I'm here without Michael today because I am doing the first of my weekly Plan With Me videos that I will be doing, and he is happy to listen to me talk through what I've done, but I don't think he wants to be there while I'm actively doing it. So, the Plan With Me videos. I am on a year of health and fitness this year, including weight loss, so I need a meal tracker. Or like a food log diary, which I'm gonna do in my planner book purely because then I can use up as much space. So this is like a proper bullet journal book. And I have, oh, you're not big enough. I have an idea. I've been looking at videos about time blocking. And so I have been, in the last few weeks in December, I've been taking like stock of the kind of natural rhythms of my day, and I am going to trial this week having a more formalized time block system where instead of just planning and being like, oh, I'm gonna do this as my to-do list, I'm gonna actually sort of section out some times and treat it a little bit like a school timetable, because I have ADHD. Pretty significant ADHD. I take Ritalin for it, the XR, like extended release Ritalin. But that doesn't necessarily help if I don't know what I'm meant to be doing, then even just being able to get up and do it doesn't help. So there's a lot of planning that goes into functioning. And I'm just trying to streamline and automate the process a bit. So this is a little grid that I'm putting in with the time sections. And here are the sections that here's the time, I've written it down, here are the timings that I am setting up. So I have, I start off my morning and I have like a wake up block. So it's like a series of tasks that I do. So I start in bed and I take my temperature and I log it. And then I check my schedule and my plan. And then I do all of that like lying in bed. This is also going to include the morning pages, which I started doing this week because I got given a copy of The Artist's Way for Christmas by Julia Cameron, which is, it's a really lovely book. It's like a self-help book, but like a self-help for like unblocking creativity and stuff. So I'm literally, the first thing that I'm going to have is just my wake up block, and that's the same every day, and that block in theory should finish about 8:30, and then I've got half an hour to finish my block, the wake up process. I've got half an hour to then get to my desk. So I then have a 9 to 11 and 11 to 1, so I've got two 2-hour blocks there. The reason I've split them up like this is because I go to the gym 3 days a week at 9:15 in the morning, and I finish at 10, and then it takes me another 15-20 minutes to get home, and then I normally take a bit of time to recover. So I figured that way I can block out some of it for gym and some of it for, oh, I didn't put the days in. Okay, I can do that. So I can take out the first block like a lesson. My thinking is that I can then group my tasks into clumps that fit into a block, so I can do like all of my admin, like all of my answering emails and making plans for the week and tidying desk and getting materials and stuff ready. I can block that into a 2-hour window, so I don't necessarily need to answer emails every single day, but I can say maybe like every other day. So I can go, if I'm going to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday, maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays, I take that block first thing in the morning to do admin instead, and then I've got a 2-hour window, and then between 1 and 2 I have lunch. I'm historically very, very bad at having lunch. I tend to get engrossed in something and then I skip lunch, and then I get to dinner and I'm hungry and I binge. So having an hour set aside for lunch, and then in my thing I've also got like a bit of cleaning, and I'm still figuring out what is realistic to fit into that hour consistently. But if I can fit like 15 minutes or 20 minutes of like a bit of cleaning, and maybe if I can do like a chore or two, like a specific one every day, that makes house management easier. And then I have the bedtime block at the end of the day, which is winding down, coming off phones, filling in journals, planning for the rest of the day. and just sort of generally getting ready. After lunch is 2 to 5, so that way in the afternoon I've got like a 3-hour block that's a little bit longer, so I can get my teeth into something a bit more. But equally, like if on like a Tuesday, if I on a day that I'm not going to the gym, if I've got a task that I know, if I've got some like animating to do or some character design work or something to do, I can block out like the full 4 hours. I can say like I'm going to do double animation rather than single stuff. So it really is taking like a school structure. And then I've got 5 to 7 and 7 to 9. Is that what I said? Yeah. And then I figure that anything past 9 o'clock is just like who's scheduling their day past 9 o'clock. Because the idea is then it's by 10:30 we try to go to sleep so that we can get up at 7 o'clock in the morning again. So I'm going to grab my diary and just check plans. The only appointment I've got next week, the only current fixed appointment, is at 12:30, and that is a phone call. So I'm going to put it in green, and then what I'll do is I'll make this block, I'm going to make that block an admin block, because then I've got that phone call in there. And I'm not sure, I think there's no gym on Monday because it's a bank holiday, but I'm booked in for gym on Wednesday at 9:15. So gym is going to be in pink because I like pink and I like gym. And then I believe also on Friday. That's the wrong day, I did it on Thursday. All right, pink is not the gym. Pink is going to be whatever block that is. The gym is going to be purple because I like purple. So those are my current only fixed appointments or blocks in the day. So I'm not gonna try and force it and over plan, because it's the beginning of a new year and I know that I'm gonna have to send emails and get back in touch with clients and figure out what's going on. So I will address that later on. Right, I'm gonna pause the filming and I'm gonna put some pencil marks down so that I know what I'm gonna plan out in this space here, and then I will come back and fill it in. I'll see you in 1 second for you, but like 10 minutes for me. Okay, so I'm back. I'm gonna fill in some of these lines in black so that they're a little bit more fixed. I wanted to keep most of the lines in grey so that if I've got activities that need to cross over things, then they can, but then there are some fixed points in the days. So I'm just going to go back and make those look a little bit nicer. I'm trying to avoid over planning. So what I find is that the decision to make a plan gives like a big old hit of dopamine, which is great because it means that planning is like a very appealing activity. But the problem is that then I associate the dopamine with the planning rather than the doing of the activity. So I'm not going to overplan. I'm just going to, I'll probably sit down as part of the wake up routine. I sort of make my plan for the day. Or sometimes as part of the bedtime routine, I make my plan for the next day. So I will do that as I go. One thing that I do have to plan, just so that I don't have to make quite as many decisions during the week, is a meal plan. So I'm going to put in my little meal plan here with breakfast is always the same. Breakfast is always a muesli granola mixture with a coffee. And I can't talk and draw lines at the same time. It's a lot harder than I anticipated. I have a lot of respect for people who do this all the time. So lunch is a big thing, and I'm going to put a little thing here for lunch. So the big section will be for dinner, so that I can make a plan ahead of time, and then lunch will be, so this will be for dinner and this will be for lunch, just so that I can make sure that I have stuff in lunch is normally the same thing, but it might be the case that I want to I've got a lot of pens. It might be the case that I want to plan something specific, or that I need to make sure I've got something specific in. There we go. That's not what I'm looking for. No, maybe I do. I was looking. I've got a Tombow Fudenosuke, but I like the blue barrel one because it's got the harder tip, and I've only got the black barrel ones in this box. Hang on. Another box. that fell. So I will instead, I'll use the fiber tip one. Okay, it's out of it. Yeah, that's not. Well, I tried. And you all saw it, so it counts. Yeah, that's what I get for not being organised. So this is going to be the food log. I speak to a nutritionist once a month and she asks me to keep a food log for her, but she only reviews the week in the run up to when I see her. So what I find happens is that I don't actually log anything apart from in the week in the run up to seeing her. So my plan is that I'm going to log everything, and then next Sunday when I film the next one of these in preparation for the following Monday, I'll just go through it and have like just the tiniest bit of accountability to sort of say, hey, you know, maybe you shouldn't have gotten 4 takeaways this week. I don't normally get 4 takeaways, but takeaways is definitely a problem, as is chocolate and bread. I think are the biggest problems. So far today, breakfast, I had muesli and I had milky coffee, and I know that I'm going to be logging Saturday and Sunday before the Monday through Saturday of next week, but I just didn't want to wait to start logging it until tomorrow. So today's Saturday, but I'm filming on Saturday because tomorrow is going to be New Year's Day and I will not be functional. So that's actually the whole plan with me. I expect it will get more involved. Maybe I should erase something. Yeah, I'll erase something. Or maybe I should do I'm going to do a transition. Okay, ready? Are you ready for the transition? Bam. Transition. I'll put the days in there. So I am going to go and discuss with Michael about what the meals are for the week. And I will see you next week to follow up and find out if the planning actually worked. And then obviously if it doesn't, then I'll review and change everything. I don't like to change things for the sake of changing things, but because things often stop working sort of without any notice for me. Sometimes they just change week to week. So I'll try out this layout. I'm actually going to title it though before I go. I'm going to title it Week 1. It's actually kind of cute. So there we go. A uncompleted, poorly thought out plan. Bye.